Hi, it's Juris and welcome to Tattoo Shop Talk, and today we will take a look at tattoo machine by brand which name I don't know how to pronounce. It's Jconly or Jconly. Boom, this brand, and it's the tattoo machine Epoch R4. This one is 3.5mm stroke tattoo machine, and they also have options of 4.2mm and 5.0mm strokes. Price wise, this tattoo machine comes in at 3,161 krona, and that would be in US dollars around 490, and in euros it would be around 420. I chose 3.5mm stroke tattoo machine because from other brands I had 4.2mm and 5.0mm stroke machine, which is of a similar system, so I wanted to try them all. Let's see what's in the box. Slides open pretty nice. There's instruction manual, there's a nice lid. Boom, you open it up and there is the tattoo machine with a wider grip on, extra grip here, RCA adapter in the middle and extra battery. And then you take all this out. Let's get the machine out. And then you open this part and there is a little box in here. And that box contains RCA cord and your USB, regular to USB-C charging cable, few gaskets. There's your RCA adapter and extra battery with the screen and buttons on the side. Now let's take a look at this tattoo machine, and I will do our usual. It's ups, it's downs, and who it might be for, which is kind of for everyone, but let's see what I like, what I don't, and what's really there. Let's switch it on. Loads up and you have your screen, nice colorful screen, easy to work with, easy to access all the buttons. There are 3 modes and you can cycle through them by double clicking power button. It's M1, M2 and M3. M1 would be sort of like a main mode, and then M2 is sort of 20% less power, so it's a bit softer, and in M3 mode you can adjust hertz. But it's so confusing for me that I mainly don't use it. I use M1 and M2. M3 is some specific mode. If you figure it out how it works for you, fine, but basically you can change volts. If I want to change hertz, I have to press plus and power button together, and then you can hear it's running. I'll press it combination, and on the screen the percentage starts to blink, and I can adjust percentage up to 100. So that would be its max speed, and turn it down to 10%, which is really super slow. This is at 10%. Still feels sort of strong, but I change voltage and that doesn't change anything in the speed. So I guess it's only hertz. I didn't expect much from 3.5mm stroke machine. I have some 3.5mm tattoo machines that I don't like to use, and I have some that I use a lot. And this one surprised me pretty well, and actually I don't mind to work with it at all. And for 3.5mm stroke tattoo machine, it feels super punchy. I was using it in M1 mode and I was using with the 5 liner, and first I was like, did they send me like a wrong stroke length? It felt stronger, I had to put voltage down and it was sort of fine. From what it felt like 4.2 if not 5mm stroke machine, so I had to turn it down. With 5 liner I was working with like 6 or 6.5 volts, something like that, and it was just there. Then I put the cartridge in, grabbed the ruler and measured it. From what I saw how far needle travels, I saw that it's like, yeah, it is 3.5mm strokes. Maybe it was sort of vibration that made me think that it feels punchier, but also the needle was going in pretty easy, so that's good news. 3.5mm stroke machine that I like. Plus you have an option to use M2 mode. If it feels too strong, you can still tone it down. As they describe themselves, 3.5mm stroke provide the perfect balance between lining and shading and is all-rounder. 4.2, great balance between lining and color packing, and 5.0mm best for all line works, especially fat lines, and you can get a lot of color under the skin quickly. Clicky mechanism to adjust needle length. Ding, ding, ding. And you can unscrew the grip and then you can sanitize it or chuck it in an autoclave or whatever you decide to do. Mainly these brands offer them to use sanitizers, but technically there's all metal parts. I think you can throw it in autoclave. Don't quote me on that, read the manual and follow the instructions. What you can adjust here. There's a power button, then there's M button, and then there's plus and minus. If you press M button, then in this part starts to blink a colorful wheel sort of a thing, and By that you can adjust lights. So let's say it cycles through the whole RGB thing. Boom. Very colorful for them who wants it. The option is there. Not my favorite kind of a thing. You press M once and then the color option starts to blink. You press it twice, you can barely see. On the bottom there's a little letter A that starts to blink. And now it's blinking green. I don't know if it's like useful or not, but it's automatic, what it's called. It's auto run button. If we run machine now, it's at 6.2 volts. Boom. We run it. So let's say we're working. You want to take a break, you put the machine down and it stops working. Put it up and just hold it in upright position and wait a moment. Yeah, and it starts to run. And then you put it down and it stops. I think it's like, if you're used to it and it works for you, fine, but be extra careful so you don't sort of poke yourself with the needle, because if it starts to work at random situations, or even if you place it like that, let's give it 1, 2, 3, and it starts to run. And then we press M button 2 more times, and we have a beeper on. There we go. I think it's unnecessary and can be pretty annoying. Okay, so that option can be dangerous, auto run, if you misuse it somehow and you hold machine like I just did and it starts to run. I would have a hole in my glove or hand. And then it also has a timer for them who uses timers. As a machine itself, to work with it, feels nice in the hand, feels pretty punchy for a 3.5mm stroke machine. Up around 8 volts it feels like stronger, and below is sort of a bit softer. As I discussed with other person who reviews tattoo machine on YouTube, he mentioned that he feels that from 8 volts it gets really strong, and below 8 volts it's not really working for him. For me, 3.5mm stroke machine I usually use for thinner lines, and around 6.5 it was fine with like 3s and 5 liners, and with bigger needles I was running it around 7.5 and 8 volts, and yeah, you can feel the difference there. And shout out to That Tattoo Review. Chris Harrison has started his own channel. Go and subscribe to his stuff. Check his channel. There will also be at some point a review of tattoo machine by this brand. I think a bit different stroke length. So shout out to That Tattoo Review. Check that channel out. Give it a subscribe and do all the YouTubey stuff. Back to this tattoo machine. I switched off the auto run option because it was just getting annoying. It was switching on and switching off when I was not expecting to. Obviously you don't handle tattoo machines like that when you work, but in this instance it was getting in the way. First I was using it with the bigger grip, and then I switched to thinner one because I'm changing the way I hold machine. I'm trying to do that thing when you rest cartridge sort of on your finger so it feels like it's a bit more stable, and then smaller grips work better for me. It's easy to pack. Let's see how we do that. Let's go with our favorite sticky tape. Put a layer around the control part, there you go, and then other piece of sticky tape or barrier film. Then I would do a little fold on the side, sort of there. Stick it on the other part, fold it there. And then we have this situation going on, and you can still move it around and then put grip tape or pad it or put an extra paper towel, and you good to go. Something along them lines. If you want, chuck a bit more tape on top so you don't get that part dirty. If you think you will get it dirty, but I think it's fine just like that. Because of its texture, sticky tape sticks better to this part than to this part, because it's a bit like, yeah, it's texture, or I don't know, it's the material. It doesn't stick so well, but it still does stick, so that's all good news. What I like, easy to pack. It just works, and what I was pleasantly surprised about is this type of the buttons. In my opinion, this is sort of the cleanest look, and nothing can get in there. Well, probably they can get something in there on the sides if it gets dirty, but if anything, I think these are the easiest to clean buttons. Nice bright screen, you can see everything you need to see. Easy to adjust voltage, run it. It has all sorts of interesting modes. On the downsides, design-wise, this RGB thing is not my cup of tea. It's more like a gaming kit type of a setup. But if you want it, you have the option. You can adjust different colors. You can also switch it off. I don't think it drains battery dramatically because it's just a a little LED strip thingy. These buttons, they are not so tactile, like you can sort of miss them when it's wrapped, and at the same time, for the way that you can clean them, actually I kind of like them. Sometimes when you want to run it, you press the M mode because it's not so sort of tactile. It's sort of downside, but I don't mind it. The beeping option, I don't know why it's there, why somebody figured out that it's a good idea. Overall, good tattoo machine, feels way more punchier than I expected at 3.5mm stroke, and it just works fine. Design-wise, apart from the colors and the beeping, it's pretty good looking tattoo machine. All good news. Comes with an extra battery and sort of control unit. While you are working with one, other one is charging, and if they both go down and you still have a power supply, then you can use the RCA adapter and run it from power supply. Price wise, a bit steep, so like $4.90 US, €4.20. And then again, we have affiliate links, so you can get a discount that way. If you don't want to support our channel, you just go to their webpage, and for the first purchase they offer 15% off, so you get a okay discount for it. And who's it for? Pretty much for anyone who thinks they need 3.5mm stroke tattoo machine, or 4.2 or 5.0, but with the option to sort of tone it down a bit. So you're kind of buying 2, almost 3 with the Temp 3 mode tattoo machines. Not a bad deal. That's my review, or I don't know if it's even review, like a shining light on this tattoo machine. It works, it feels nice in the hand, and I'm very satisfied with this tattoo machine. Auto run can be upside and can be downside. If it works for you, fine. If you're just trying it, be careful, don't stab yourself, because it can start to run at some random situations when you don't expect it. If it works with your routine, perfect, the option is there. They also sent us the protection film. Boom. And this one is ultra thin, 0.01mm thin film, and it's super nice. It's super, like, you almost don't see it. It's very thin, sticks well. Maybe because it's so thin, sometimes it's harder to put it on because it wants to unfold and stick to itself. As a protective film, really nice. Check it out. And also a bunch of cartridges. We had 3 liners, we had 7 round shaders, and we had 7 curved mags. We used up all 3 liners, and we have these to go. We don't get to use these groupings that often yet, but they're really nice cartridges. They're this nice sleek look. Boom, light blue color. Very easy to see what's going on in the cartridge. Obviously it has membranes, and if you're shopping with Jconly or Jconly, you can get some cartridges and see what's up. They are really reasonably priced. They are around $28 US, or that would be around 24 euros, so not a bad price. And you can buy the groupings that you want, or you can just buy one sample box and see if it works for you. That is also a nice option, to have like a random mixed box, so you can try different groupings without buying full box of each, and at the same time price is not bad at all. Cartridges come in this drawer type of box with complimentary sticker, Jconly, and they are called Jconly Vetter Needle Cartridge. Jconly. Yeah, that's nice, clean, happy look. And now you share your thoughts. What do you think about tattoo machines with modes? If you have worked with tattoo machines from this brand, then leave that in the comment section and do all the YouTube stuff. Press like on this video, share your thoughts in the comment section, check all the links in the video description, check our playlist, check all the ways that you can support our channel, and if you are super awesome, then share this video. Thank you for watching, see you in the future videos. Bye. Stay safe.